have those boys trapped up in the hotel anyway.
Oh, everyone, hey, look at. Make you feel good?
Yes, I know her.
We were safe. We were safe.
This fat ass bitch just detained my homegirl over there.
This is the quickest way to go from AI beginner to AI fluent in 2026. Watch this.
So this is how I became the most dangerous person in the room. One habit changed everything. I replaced social media with micro-learning. Now, instead of wasting time on social media, I spend 15 minutes a day actually learning how to use AI for writing, planning, brainstorming, the real work. That's it, just one skill a day. This is the 28-day AI challenge built for beginners over 40. Starts tomorrow. Tap the screen to join us and try the one habit that really makes you unstoppable.
Public safety, I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. I am now issuing a public safety order to disperse. Your order all assemble.
We'll be here all week, guys. We'll be here all week. There we go. For those of you that want to pop up.
I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly. You are in violation. You're in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. I am now issuing a public safety order to disperse
So pretty
and
much
order all those
everybody's
assembled
gone now. The only people we see in here is the press, the media.
at the Wellhaven
They did
and
a
Wings Financial
pretty
Credit
good
Union
job
parking lot.
on closing out the parking lot,
Cease
coming
your unlawful
around,
behavior.
getting everybody kettle in.
Leave the area peacefully. Do not do so, you will be arrested and or subject to other police action. Other police action could use the chemical agent, the use of less lethal devices, and or crowd control tactics, which may inflict significant or result in serious injury. Public routes of dispersal are available. Please leave to the west, away from the business park, away from Wings Financial, away from the business area, and disperse peacefully. You have 1 minute to disperse. Continue to obstruct, resist, or interfere with police officers will be in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing the legal process, which is an additional crime.
So like I said, guys, pretty much everybody has dispersed the area. Those have been several people arrested tonight. Got kettled in. The only people that seem to be out here is just the press and the media now. So they're gonna block the parking lot.
It's the brand though. What's that thing you sipping on? What's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquor gold, that get you in and make you fold, that get you going and coming back. That liquor crack. It's the brand though. What's that thing you sipping on? What's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquor gold, day you sipping on? What's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquid gold, that get you in and make you fall. That get you going and coming back. That liquid crack. That day you sipping on, what's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquid gold, that once it gets inside you, it make you fold. That gets you going and coming back, 'cause it's that liquid crack. For real, like why they ain't catching them before they leave? This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquid gold, that get you in and make you fall. That get you going and coming back. That liquid crack. That day you sipping on, what's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquid gold, that get you in and make you fall. That get you going and coming back. That liquid crack. What's that day you sipping on? What's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquid gold, that once it gets inside you, it make you fold. That gets you going and coming back. You got that liquid crack. Swear the Brando knows. Let's go. Be live. Tell a friend. Check in. Find out what's going on. Cause it's the HGM Brando Knows Entertainment Forum for public interest in current events. Let's go. What's that day you sipping on? What's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop me off that? Huh? That liquid gold, that once I get inside you, it make you fall. That gets you going and coming back. You got that liquid crack. Alright, come on, we're gonna get into some commentary right about now.
What's going on with the studio? This is folks. It's your man, though. Stop it, though. These people see me fresh as hell, but they poppin' though.
What's that day you sippin' on? What's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off?
That liquid gold. That once it gets inside you, it make you fall. That gets you going and coming back. Cause it's that liquid crack. Blah. This ain't working like that, so come on in. Alright. It's your man's though.
What's that day you sippin' on? What's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquid gold. That gets you in and make you fall.
You see that, right?
Get you going and coming back. That liquid crack. It's the brand now. What's that day you sippin' on? What's that in your cup? I'm trying to keep it humble, dogs. This system is corrupt. Now we don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog? Can you drop it off? That liquid gold. That get you in and make you fall. That get you going and coming back. That liquid crack.
Shit ain't came on yet. Right? It's crazy. Alrighty, yeah, they out here wilding out these streets, man. What's going on?
Oh my God.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
You got to go on there right about now, you know what I'm saying? Check it out for a minute. Let's relax. Here we go. Come on. Sweat that dead, no me never. I'm too smooth, too clever. Got a chick so rich, send me on trips. Plus she cooks, she strip. Little nigga get the keys to the whip. And then we in and out of town. Because we in and out of telly, cause you know how I love when we make that sound.
But oh boy, it's a lot of breaking news coming out of Minnesota just a couple of hours ago. What a disgrace. Look at this hellhole, man. What a disgrace, man.
We don't give a fuck, so we about to pop it off. You coming from that liquor store, my dog.
Can you drive it off that?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Nada. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Want to really see
And why
something
the fuck
that
is
said,
there so many
take a look at
sick
what happened.
Let's
motherfuckers out
tune in
there?
right now that you are blessed.
Yes, together we will.
It's coming out of Minnesota just a couple of hours ago. What a disgrace. Look at this hellhole, man. What a disgrace, man. Look at this clown show. Is that clown kicking a trash can to be a part of the band? These people are so miserable, man. Look what they're doing to people's cars. Look at these cars. What a disgrace, man.
You eat bitch.
And then your Democrat politician, your state official comes out. It's peaceful. These are peaceful protests. What a freaking disgrace, man. You know, Tim Wall, they ought to go put that back.
This, but you need to stay out of the way of a lot of things that are happening in this country right now that do not concern you. And there are a lot of them. There are a lot of things that are going on right now that do not concern you. They're none of your business. There are some here that want to make a lot of these things about you so that they can use your voices and they can use your bodies and they can use your platforms and they can use you in all of these different ways to go fight their battles. And what I'm telling you is to resist the urge. Because I promise you that these people that want so badly for you to get out there and fight these battles are not concerned with you. These people do not care about you. And I'm not just talking about the ICE protests. I'm talking about a lot of different things that are happening right now that a lot of people are going to want to use your voices and your talents and your skills and your platforms to speak out against or
ICE enforcement and these fraud probes, while Trump is simultaneously calling ultra repulsive Representative Omar, alleging that she left Somalia with nothing and is now worth tens of millions of dollars. She literally had nothing back in 2018 when she first won her congressional seat. And now she and her husband are reportedly worth $30 million. How does that happen in such a short period of time? That yield would leave someone like Warren Buffett in the dust. So Trump is looking into that as well. And that's because Trump knows precisely where the American people are in all of this. Americans want deportations. They want border security. And they want crooked and corrupt politicians held accountable. And ironically, even the far left is beginning to notice this. We've talked about this before, this unstoppable doom loop that the Minneapolis far left has been caught up in, where historically movements that face the federal government's escalation ladder, they inevitably splinter. The movement inexorably fractures between those advocating continued escalation and those recognizing the strategic dead end of it all, between those who want to continue to confront versus those who recognize that every confrontation only increases their chances of getting shot. So this is why it's been widely observed that the number of agitators in Minneapolis is actually going down. It's dwindling. It's getting smaller. The killing of Alex Preddy over the weekend did not draw out the millions upon millions of protesters that they were hoping for. This is an insurrection movement that is slowly but surely going the way of all other insurrectionist movements. It's dying out. And again, Trump knows it. So rest assured, Trump is holding the line. He's doubling down. And he's crushing the agitators, all the while deporting their once future voters. Minneapolis is indeed ground zero for mass deportations. And all signs show we...
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, we got some more big things to get into, and especially with a lot of the leaking and all the things going on in Minneapolis. So y'all be ready with that, man. It's gonna get crazy.
I'm sitting pretty in this mock folk. Hate to have to show you little niggas with this Glock folk. I pack a 38 special. Claim to be the boss, damn right I'm gon' press you. Crazy hard. Damn right I'm gon' get you. 40 wolves on that ass, motherfuckers gon' get you. Now you can run, but I bet we gon' catch you. Got time, motherfucker, so for now we gon' let you. Y'all niggas don't eat until we let you in.
People around the country have, and the videos speak for themselves. I think it's deeply concerning, the things that are being said. This is an individual that was a city resident. It appears that he was present, exercising his First Amendment rights to record law enforcement activity, and also exercising his Second Amendment rights to lawfully be armed in a public space in the city. So I think very obviously there are serious questions that are being raised, and I think the greater issue is, even if there is an investigation that ultimately proves that at the time of the shooting it was legally justified, I don't think that even matters at this point, because there is so much outrage and concern around what is happening in the city.
What do you mean it doesn't matter at this point? You mean the situation on the ground is already, the impression is left?
People have had enough.
Boy. So, unfortunately, we got to talk about the latest psyop from the mainstream liberal media in the Democrat Party, which is this idea that they care about the Second Amendment, right? They're pretending as if they care about the Second Amendment. They care about your right to keep and bear arms, right? To carry, okay, conceal legally in public. They're pretending as if they actually give a damn about that in order to sway public opinion against Trump and Border Patrol and ICE, right? Against federal law enforcement. That is what they're doing.
Oh, I know this is not your lane, but I got to ask you about what's happened in Minneapolis. As a member of the Trump cabinet, are you concerned to see another American citizen ends up dead, shot by federal law enforcement?
Jonathan, it's a tragedy when anyone dies, but I can tell you the situation on the ground there is being stirred up by Governor Walz. I was out there 2 weeks ago. Governor Walz declined to provide a security detail for me to go into the Minnesota Capitol with the state police. So he is fomenting chaos because there is substantial waste, fraud, and abuse. My job as Treasury Secretary is to investigate that. And I think that this chaos that's going out there, and again, I am sorry that this gentleman is dead, but he did bring a 9mm semi-automatic weapon with 2 cartridges to what was supposed to be a peaceful protest. I think that there are a lot of paid agitators who are ginning things up, and the governor has not done a good job at tamping this down.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, he was an ICU nurse, worked for the Veterans Administration, and there's no evidence that he brandished the gun whatsoever. In fact, it appears
but he brought
he was
a gun.
disarmed before
he brought a gun. Have you ever gone to a protest, Jonathan?
I mean, we do have a Second Amendment in this country that...
Jonathan, have you ever gone to a protest?
I mean...
have you gone to a protest?
I mean, no, actually, as a reporter covering it.
Okay, I've been to a protest. Yeah. Guess what? I didn't bring a gun. I brought a billboard.
Okay, Secretary Besson, thank you for joining us.
You have been a supporter of the Second Amendment. When Secretary Noem says, I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammo rather than a sign, do you believe Americans have the right to bear arms while they're protesting?
This is what happens to a 40-year-old man when he only washes his hair with a DHT-blocking shampoo. After 2 weeks, dormant hair follicles start waking up as licorice root extract blocks the hormone that stops hair growth. The scalp gets flooded with hair growth nutrients from Panax ginseng. After 1 month, tiny baby hairs start popping up like weeds after rain. By month 2, those baby hairs are getting thicker and stronger. Meanwhile, Eclipta prostrata is waking up one dormant follicle after another and reactivating them to grow hair again. After 3 months, bald spots that looked permanent start filling in. Your hairline creeps forward instead of backward. By month 6, you've got more hair than you had 10 to 20 years ago. The crown that used to shine like a spotlight is now covered in dense, healthy hair. Your doctor is shocked, your wife amazed, your friends desperate to know what you did, and you back to feeling confident again. And this happens because DHT, the hormone that kills hair follicles, gets completely blocked at the scalp level. Spartan Root Activator Shampoo contains the exact ingredients your hair needs to spring back to life. Unlike pills that mess with your whole body, Spartan only uses natural ingredients. The only side effect you'll get is growing too much hair. All you have to do is use it like regular shampoo 4 times a week. Let it sit for 2 minutes while you soap up. Rinse and watch your hair transform over the next 6 months. If you want the purest, most powerful hair growth formula that actually works, grab Spartan Root Activator Shampoo. It smells incredible and feels amazing on your scalp. Plus, you're covered by their 90-day money-back guarantee, but they keep selling out because word is spreading fast. Secure your 3-bottle supply for 60% off while it's still available. Tap below before this deal disappears.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000. If you're looking to get money you're owed for an injury, I want you to imagine you and your family getting that money, because I know a way that you can. Now, before you think I'm crazy, I want to show you how you can get the money that you are owed in the next 30 days. Now, if you've thought about hiring an attorney before but you didn't because you were unsure or you had reservations, it's not your fault. You were probably given no guidance and couldn't get a straight answer out of anyone about how much money you actually could make. I want you to capitalize on a limited opportunity that can have you cashing out a massive check in the next 30 days. This opportunity won't last long, and it's perfect for anybody who's been in a car accident in the last 2 years. Do you still think it's impossible? I'm willing to guarantee that by clicking on the link below and filling out the 15-second quiz, you'll get a free case evaluation from one of the best attorneys in your area. As long as you are not currently working with an attorney, we're confident that our team will help you get the money you deserve in as little as the next 30 days. Still think it's too good to be true? Let me tell you about our client, Steven. Now, when Steven first came to us, he was really unsure if his case was going to be worth anything. He was facing a lot of uncertainties in his life, and he didn't know if he was going to get paid for his injury at all. Turns out, after filing a claim with us, he was able to take home over $100,000 in settlement from an accident that was over a year ago. It's possible, no matter what you thought in the past, you can get the money you are owed, and probably a lot more than you were expecting. Simply click the button below and answer the questions about your case. And if you qualify, an attorney from our team will lay out a game plan instantly and for free. The fact that you have been through this pain means you deserve to be compensated. Together, we're going to hold the parties responsible and get you the money that you are owed. You deserve more, and we're willing to get you more. So what I want you to do is click the link below and fill out the 15-second quiz. And if after completion it says that you've qualified, it'll ask you for some additional contact details. And someone from our team will reach out and will lay out the fastest game plan for you to get the money that you are owed and get massive compensation for your injury. The YouTube video you were wanting to watch will always be there, but this opportunity and the resources behind it are limited. So, click the button below, begin the short process, and we'll be in touch soon.
First of all, I'm a co-sponsor of Louisiana's law that allows you to have a concealed carry permit. It's worked very well there. I don't know the state law in Minnesota. I know in a state like Louisiana, and frankly most states, you are not allowed to carry a gun while you're committing another crime. And interfering with law enforcement is a felony. It's something that, unfortunately, we're seeing in a lot of cities. You even had the police chief yesterday, Chief O'Hara, that you just had on, yesterday said of the protests going on after the shooting that they were unlawful.
Yes.
He actually said it was an unlawful assembly, what a lot of people are doing. And they were throwing projectiles that could harm ICE agents. So let's tone this down. And leaders in Minnesota, by the way, have been ratcheting up the rhetoric. I mean, you saw the governor, Governor Walz said they're Gestapo. He said they're violently hurting people.
I'm going to have to take this commercial break and let you finish the thought.
And people have to understand when they're being played, okay? And one of the main signs that you're being played is when the liberal media pretends as if they care about stuff that they previously were against, right? These people were previously anti-Second Amendment, right? And now all of a sudden they're pro-Second Amendment, okay? It's funny because they do this when it comes to the debate about trans athletes in sports, right? And whether or not states should be able to ban biological men from competing against biological women in sports. They'll say, well, you're for big government. Conservatives are now for big government. Right? The same people who love big government, right? Who don't like small government. Now all of a sudden they support small government when it comes to trans athletes in sports, right? It really shows you that they're being disingenuous, that they're trying to tug at your heartstrings, to play with your emotions, because if you use logic and reason and you stick to the facts, you understand that this case, what happened to Alex Preddy here, okay, who decided to interact with ICE to interfere in law enforcement, right? As they're doing their jobs, he decided to do that while armed, has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. The reason why you know this is because the outcome of the case against the officer, if he's actually criminally charged at all, okay, the outcome, regardless of if he's found guilty or not guilty, will not affect your ability to carry. It will not affect your ability to carry around officers. It will not affect your ability as a gun owner to carry at all. That's why it has nothing to do with the Second Amendment, okay? So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and react to this conversation between Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino and Dana Bash, okay, who, again, is going to pretend as if she cares about the Second Amendment. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
I just want to also go back to what I was asking about with regard to what Secretary Noem said, that he was brandishing a gun. At any point, do you have any evidence that, yes, he had a gun on his person? Was he brandishing it? Was he a threat because he had a gun in his hand that put law enforcement in danger?
Hand. Like, what kind of question is that?
We heard the law enforcement officer say gun, gun, gun. So at some point, they knew there was a gun.
Get it out.
So again, that is going to be part of that investigation as to what was happening on the ground there between those victims, the Border Patrol agent victims, and the suspect.
Both the police chief in Minneapolis, O'Hara, and Governor Walz say Preddy was legally licensed to carry a concealed weapon. So are you saying it's not okay for him to exercise his Second Amendment right, not to mention his First Amendment right to be there in the first place, but his Second Amendment right to carry a gun? And if you do, you can be shot by federal law enforcement?
He could do all that.
No, I didn't say that, Dana. I never said that. What I'm saying is we respect that Second Amendment right, but those rights don't count when you riot and assault, delay, obstruct, and impede law enforcement officers, and most especially when you mean to do that beforehand.
How do you know that?
When you mean to do that beforehand, when you show up to an active crime scene,
She gonna ask him, how do you know he went to do that beforehand?
Then you've got the decision-making process for that individual. Doesn't seem to be very good. Now, back to the Second Amendment. What you're saying about the Second Amendment is peacefully protesting with firearms. Absolutely, I've done that myself, and fully support that. But not when you perpetrate violence, obstruct, delay, or obfuscate Border Patrol in the performance of their duties in an
There is
active
no
crime
evidence
scene.
that he was perpetrating violence. And there's no evidence, unless you have it, and we'd love to see it if there is, that he was intending to massacre law enforcement, other than the fact that he was there and he had a gun lawfully.
Okay, so again, let's get into this Second Amendment conversation, right? Because you got to understand the psyop that the media is trying to engage in when it comes to swaying public opinion, right? Because this is really about trying to sway the opinions of conservatives, Trump supporters. Look who they're going after, okay? People have to take a step back and understand that you're being played.
Stuff like that.
The Second Amendment has nothing to do with this. Alex Preddy was not killed because he was carrying around law enforcement. Notice how I've never said anything about him carrying while being there. I don't even think him carrying while being there is a problem. I don't care about that. He has a right to do that. I will defend his right to do that all day. I am defending his right to do that, right? But you have responsibilities when you choose to do that. You have to be responsible when you do that. And it is not responsible to carry and then to actively get involved and confrontational with law enforcement who are also carrying. They also have deadly force, right? They also have firearms. At that point, he becomes an irresponsible gun owner. He was killed not because he carried around law enforcement. He was killed because he irresponsibly carried around law enforcement.
There you go.
And when everybody signs up for a gun class, right? When everybody gets their concealed carry permit, they teach you do not escalate, de-escalate, do not look for confrontation.
This dude was fighting.
He did everything that they tell you do not do when you're getting your concealed carry permit, when you're taking your gun class.
He thought he was going to wrestle around with them,
and that's why he was
cause a big
killed.
Commotion, get all this footage
And
on
responsible
tape,
gun owners
and
know
walk
this.
away.
Responsible gun owners know
And
this
say,
is
I was
not an attack
rightfully
on
carrying- I
our
was
Second
legally
Amendment.
carrying
It's
my
not.
gun.
It's
My
not
man,
an attack
stop
on our
playing
rights.
these games with us,
Regardless of
man.
the outcome of what happens to this guy,
Stop playing
it
these
ain't
games
changing
with us, man.
anything about the current state of the
playing
Second
these
Amendment, right?
games.
And our ability to keep and bear arms. It's not
Trust
changing
me,
that.
man.
And I just want
It's
people to
not gonna work out
understand
good
this.
for
I
you,
really want
Popeye.
people to understand this because a lot of people are getting fooled and they're getting tricked into believing that this is about the Second Amendment and it's not. They want to make it about the Second Amendment because they're trying to sway public opinion against Trump. They're trying to trick conservatives and specifically libertarians into believing that somehow, some way, this is an attack on your constitution.
Yeah. Good. Oh yeah, good showing. Listen to this. There is a little kid. Yeah.
We want ICE out of Minnesota. We don't want them doing illegal things here in Minnesota. And we want them to obey the Constitution. There's a legal way to go about getting people that are felons out, but they're not necessarily the immigrants.
Stand up like that! Stand up like that! Say it loud, say it clear, immigrants are welcome here. So stay together, protect access, be in community, walk with love.
What's happening is not the vision for America. It's not my vision for America. There needs to be more empathy. And what's happening to people here in Minneapolis and other parts of the country, it's too much. It's not right. There needs to be due process. And I encourage people to read the history books. What's happened in the past in other countries, even here in the U.S., history is repeating itself and it needs to stop.
We are a space for our community, and our community is hurting right now. And the best way that we can help out is just direct to family donations. We've got a bunch of volunteers that are absolutely stellar. Outside of that, we're just making some signs. We're providing snacks, hand warmers, you know, just being a temporary third space while we're not open for official business.
Very scary mood for sure. Obviously, a lot of optimism from seeing people like.
What's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number? Unfortunately, we can still see your face. How is this possible? You do this, yeah. You. They go to sleep alone. Hurry, remember. Get back.
I'm near the intersection in downtown Minneapolis where federal agents reportedly shot a man earlier this morning. Agents are deploying tear gas, flashbang grenades, trying to
Boy, these people are stuck on stupid online. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all come on up in the building. Salute to everybody that's tapped on in. I appreciate all of y'all that's going to join the stream tonight, man. Salute to every last one of y'all. And man, do I have some update for y'all tonight. Shout out to my boy Diddy Docker for dropping this like it's hot and basically backing up the story that I put out here a few hours ago earlier today. And I told y'all did not listen. I had all these buffoons in the comment section who swear they know everything about law and don't know a damn thing sitting up here talking about, oh, ain't nothing gonna happen, Ticket. They got presidential protection. They have protection, man. They have know your role and shut your mouth when you talking to a great one, boy, because that's what I am. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the paperwork. Didn't I tell y'all that they was held these two people, Bill and that they're gonna press charges? And I have some more updates for y'all tonight. But let me get to this first because my boy dropped this info and I'm going to put it's on the Oversight Committee's website. And these idiots don't do their homework. They just come on YouTube running their mouth, just yapping their gums. Hey, man, Ticket, they got presidential immunity. No, that's for presidents who are currently serving in office, Janet Jackass. That is the reason why Donald J. Trump basically he walked away without any prison time because he was running again to go back into office. So they normally will, if you don't have a violent crime on you, they won't let that impede you from being able to run again. You got to understand the law. But when you're not running for president, when you're not a presidential, this is a former president and first lady. This is crazy, and I got the information for y'all. Y'all know I got the juice tonight. So on the Oversight Committee website, they've released that the Oversight Committee, Republicans, and this is it, y'all, and Democrats, BET Rap City. Didn't I tell you punks on YouTube? You dudes are bums coming in my comment section arguing me, but I got more heat for y'all tonight. I came with a whole clip. Oversight Committee Republicans and Democrats hold Bill and Hillary Clinton in contempt for defying lawful subpoenas. Now, let me read this report to y'all. A little fine print, something that a lot of y'all don't read. Today, the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform voted on a bipartisan basis to advance two resolutions recommending that the United States House of Representatives hold former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in contempt of Congress for refusing to comply with duly issued subpoenas. Republicans and Democrats on the House Oversight Committee acted today to hold former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in contempt of Congress for willfully denying or defying lawful and bipartisan subpoenas. By voting to hold the Clintons in contempt, the committee sent a clear message. No one is above the law, and justice must be applied equally, regardless of position, pedigree, or prestige. These bipartisan subpoenas for the Clintons were approved unanimously and issued more than 5 months ago as a part of the committee's investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. The Clintons were legally required to appear and instead responded to our good faith negotiations with defiance, delay, and obstruction. Don't y'all go nowhere, because you're gonna want to hear the prison time for this. This shit gets nasty. The committee is taking the necessary steps to uphold Congress' investigative authority and now urges the full House to act swiftly to hold the Clintons accountable, said Chairman James Comer. Now, y'all know I did my homework and I looked this up. Ladies and gentlemen, they in some shit. Here's why. Number one, criminal referral to the Department of Justice, right? And I want y'all to listen, multiple counts they could face. If the Clintons continue to defy subsequent subpoenas or refuse to answer specific categories of questions, they could be charged with multiple counts of contempt, each carrying up to a year in prison. Let me repeat that again. If the Clintons continue to reject going up there and testifying, every time they do, they can face another year in prison and another $100,000 fine to go along with each count. So if they refuse 10 times, they can get 10 years. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Irreversibility of the charge. Unlike civil contempt, criminal contempt them for the initial defiance of the law. Number two, inherent contempt, arrest by sergeant at arms, which has not been used since 1935. But Congress retains the inherent contempt power to bypass the Department of Justice entirely. Physical detention, you guys. Under this power, the House can authorize its sergeant at arms to take Bill and Hillary Clinton into custody and bring them before the bar of the House for a trial. I thought you bums said they couldn't do it. You liars. They can. And to the person who says it never happened, you's a damn fool. I'm going to tell you one thing. Donald Trump not playing with nobody. Donald Trump sat up there and he got convicted of 34 felonies. Donald Trump knows that when he gets out of office, they coming for his ass. Donald Trump is going to clear house before he get out of the presidency this time. Donald Trump is going to make sure, I'm telling y'all this, you have to study how Trump move. Trump is going to make sure if he go down, every last person that is his enemy is going down. Remember, these fools all had y'all sold he was going to give Diddy a pardon. Diddy spoke against him. He said he ain't get no pardon. And Trump said he don't deserve to be forgiven. Game over. These dudes all running around here. Oh, yeah, he just paid Trump some money, man. He didn't know he ain't. Not only did Trump not give Diddy that pardon, he said he don't deserve to have he don't deserve to be forgiven. That's what he said. Now, the situation with the Clintons, he is going to make sure, because this was a bipartisan today, and this is on, you guys can go look on the Oversight Committee's website. It's all, the information is all here. The House can order. The House can order the sergeant at arms to go arrest Bill and Hillary Clinton and bring them before the bar of the House for a trial. Y'all didn't know that. Matter of fact, since you think I'm capping, nigga, I'm going to put it on the screen for you. Not now. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. Because, see, sometimes you got to pop out and show these ninjas. That's what you got to do sometimes, because they be doing a whole lot of talking on YouTube. A whole lot of talking, a lot of tweeting online. So, what I'll do is, I'll hit them with this. Right here. I hope you can read. Inherent contempt. This hasn't been used since 1935. Congress retains the inherent contempt power to bypass the Department of Justice entirely. Physical detention. Under this power, the House can authorize its sergeant at arms to take the Clintons into custody and bring them before the bar of the House for a trial. And all you buffoons on my channel who told me, it can't happen, take it, know your role, and you shut your damn mouth when greatness is talking. Because this is pure unadulterated greatness. And so the person says, this will never happen. Okay, sucker. You thought a lot of things would never happen. You better pay attention to who the hell you dealing with. You better understand everything that's going on in the United States of America right now. You better not put nothing past the revenge of what Donald J. Trump won. They've already voted. You said this wasn't going to happen. Punk. They've already voted to prosecute them criminally. The vote happened today, little boy. So shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. And to this lady right here, or if you're a man, it says Andy Robertson. I don't know if that's a picture of your lady or whatever like that, but it says Andy Robertson. Let me answer you. You said it won't be done because Trump did the same thing and nothing happened. Something did happen. You're lying. Trump is a 34-time convicted felon. That's what happened. He actually went to court. He actually got found guilty. And he actually has 34 felons on his record. That actually happened. So when you say nothing happened, shut the hell up and stop sounding stupid. The hell is wrong with you? You sound stupid as hell. That man got 34 felons on his record. Donald Trump know what time it is. He know when he get out of office, they're gonna try and put one more hit on him, and so it's gonna be what 2 times? It's gonna be a double offender. If he get hit with another felony, when he out of office, shit, that's curtains. They already got a felon on his record. He got 34 felonies. He's gonna come after everybody. Let me let y'all know this again. Read the law. The law is for everybody. They can physically, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I know Trump got the balls to do it. Look at what he did to James Comey. Look at what he did to James Comey. For you guys who don't know anything about anything, remember what Trump's history with James Comey. Just because I don't talk about this shit on YouTube all the time, don't mean I don't know. My mind is, I'm surgical with this thing, nigga. I'm surgical with this thing. Because I see everything and I don't miss. James Comey. Trump used to love James Comey. You know why? Because James Comey was the one who was going to lead the investigation into Hillary Clinton and those emails. So Trump, he was championing James Comey. But when James Comey showed Donald J. Trump that he was bipartisan and how he was moving, and he didn't really come up with as much as Trump and them wanted him to out of that Hillary Clinton email situation. And then he turned around with the investigation into Trump into Russia. Trump never forgot that. So what happened? Two things happened. Donald Trump, first of all, the daughter of James Comey, who was prosecuting Diddy in the Southern District of New York, she got fired. They fired his daughter in the Southern District of New York. Then what happened? Trump replaced James Comey's daughter with Jay, his guy. He put Jay in her spot. Then what happened? Then Trump went to prosecute James Comey through the Department of Justice. But what happened? It was one thing that happened, and if everybody who understands and follows this, you'll know I know what the hell I'm talking about. There was one officer, official, who didn't want to follow those orders. They were told to give James Comey the perp walk, where you cuff him and you walk his ass in there. You basically humiliate him in front of all the cameras, and you take his ass in there in handcuffs. And he refused to do that. And what happened? He lost his job. He lost his job. And what happened? Trump got somebody else to hand out the orders against James Comey, and now James Comey officially has a FBI problem on his hands. He's waiting on his date to go to trial. Now, to the person who said he quit, yeah, it was told to you he was quit. Who you think pushed his ass out? They forced his ass out because he refused to do what they asked him to do, what he was told to do. And they forced his ass out. Now, let's get to this. Hillary, Bill. This shit personal. You see, here's the thing. They broke the law when they didn't go and follow the subpoena in Congress to testify on the Epstein files. They refused. Here's another thing that I'm about to tell y'all that you guys may want to look at, and that is the possible outcomes. Now let me show y'all this, because I think everybody that's watching need to understand how serious this situation really is, because they're taking this shit as a game. And the one thing I learned about Donald Trump, he ain't bluffing. He ain't bluffing. I'm gonna repeat myself again and whisper this in your ear. He ain't bluffing. You want me to prove it? I'll prove it to you. So, possible outcomes. Read your screen. Criminal contempt. 1 to 12 months in jail per count. Inherent contempt. Arrest by house sergeant at arms. Detention until compliance. That means you'll be arrested and held until you comply with the law. And if you refuse to comply, they'll just add more criminal contempt charges onto you, which means they'll hold you. They will go arrest Hillary and Bill Clinton. They will lock their ass up, and they will be held until they show up and speak. So they will be given new dates. Every time they reject those new dates, it will be criminal contempt of Congress, which is punishable up to 1 year in prison and a $100,000 fine for each time. But that ain't the half. Read the last one. Because when you read this article on the oversight website, they're pushing obstruction. Up to 5 years in prison if it's deemed to be a felony. So, what do I think is going to happen? I think Donald J. Trump is going to put immense pressure, like he always does, to get Bill and Hillary Clinton asked to have to testify. It's going to get real dirty, real filthy if they got to testify. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. I truly believe that Bill and Hillary don't want to testify because they don't want to answer the questions that are going to be asked. See, when you go before Congress, let me say this to you. The reason why they don't want to go before Congress is because if you get caught lying before Congress about anything, you can be charged under the penalty of perjury. And if you perjure yourself in testimony before Congress, That's an automatic one-way ticket straight to prison. Trump knows this. In my opinion, he wants to humiliate Bill and Hillary Clinton. And to the person who says, Cap, I'm going to tell you something, Playboy. One thing you're going to learn about Ticket Fool, nigga, I was never capping, nigga. That's the one thing you're going to learn about me, boy. I was never capping. I was never capping. Right? See, all you got to do, sir, is look at the law. Right? But since you said that, right, I'll put on the screen for you. Right? Let me put this on the screen for you right now. What happens if Bill and Hillary Clinton lie before Congress? Let me put this on the screen. I want to put this on the screen for you. Since you said that I was capping, nigga. And I told you, nigga. The walls got ears, little nigga. You niggas don't know the law, boy. Hey, they get this shit clear, little nigga. Hey, stop playing with me, nigga, if you ain't on my level. If you ain't on my level, sit down, boy. I see you in the comment section talking shit, boy. But see, I try to tell you, Donald Trump know what he doing. If the left one don't get him, the right one will. Donald Trump knows this. Donald Trump knows that Bill and Hillary Clinton are not going to go up there and tell the complete truth and question to the Epstein files. And since all the Epstein files have been ordered to be released, if they go up there and they don't tell the truth and they get caught lying, let's go to this. Since you said, sir, there will be no punishment. Janet Jackass. Read your screen, sir. In January of this year, the House Oversight Committee voted to hold Bill and Hillary Clinton in contempt for defying subpoenas in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. If they eventually testify, but are found to have lied, they would face severe. Let me read that again. If they eventually testify, but are found to have lied, you know how Bill Clinton lied about Monica? I didn't have relations with that woman. Yeah. They would face severe felony level criminal penalties. Criminal offenses and penalties. Providing false information to Congress is governed by two primary federal statutes. And to the dude who says the Clinton is not going to jail, sir, your name is Booty D. Farnsworth. I'm not even respecting you with an answer. I'm just going to block you. Your name is Booty. I'm blocking you. Your name is Booty. I'm blocking you. You're blocked. You don't even deserve an answer. Criminal offenses and penalties. 1, providing false information to Congress is governed by two primary federal statutes. One is perjury. Under 18 U.S.C. 1621, if the Clintons are under oath during a deposition or hearing and willfully give false testimony on a material matter, they can be charged with perjury. That's also a penalty, up to 5 years in prison and significant fines. And also, false statements. This is a broader catch-all felony that applies even if they're not under oath. It covers knowingly and willfully falsifying, concealing, or covering up material fact. That penalty is up to 5 years in prison. Enhanced penalty if the lie relates to certain sex offenses relevant to the current Epstein inquiry, the maximum sentence can increase to 8 years. Additional legal consequences. Obstruction of Congress, 18 U.S.C. 1505. If lying is deemed an attempt to corruptly influence or impede the investigation, they could face up to 5 years in prison on that count. Contempt prosecution. Lying does not negate the current contempt charge. In fact, it often strengthens a prosecutor's case by providing evidence of willful defiance of the community's authority. Asshole like. You want to play this game with me? See, y'all can say Donald Trump ain't gonna say. I know there's one thing about Donald Trump. And to the person who said I'm wasting my breath, no, I'm not. Ma'am, my beautiful sister, Chicken ain't never wasting his breath. See, I'm gonna tell you something, sister. The one thing I've learned about Donald J. Trump, he don't give a fuck. That's the one thing I've learned about this dude. I'm not anybody who will go to another man's country and arrest their president and first lady and drag their ass back to the United States of America. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. I'm gonna say this to you again. This man went to another country, took their president and first lady, and brought their ass back to the state. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. And you sitting up here talking about something. I'm gonna tell you right now. And watch all these people come back when I'm right, and they drag their ass down. When I'm right, watch all these people come back. Damn, Tiki, you was right. I ain't never think it was gonna happen. Nigga, the same way I told you niggas, bro. Donald Trump, he going out there, any and everybody he feels a threat. If he feel you a threat, and you in that political realm, he coming for your ass. I know that's how he get down. I can just tell how he moving. Period. And to the girl who said she knows politics way more than me, ma'am, just keep talking. It's okay, ma'am. You can just keep talking. Because one thing you don't know about Ticket is, I've been into politics I'm not even going to talk to you about this. And that's why I didn't like to talk about politics too much on this channel. But for shits and giggles, I mean, we can go however you want to go with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I got smoke. I got unadulterated smoke for anybody. If you want that type of smoke, man, you can come get it. Right? So, like I said before, man, me personally, I hope they do make Bill Clinton and them go up there. Because I want Bill and them to go up there, not only answer their questions, but ask why Donald Trump ain't up here with us. He in the files too. See, the one thing, man, about me is I really don't give a fuck. I want to see all these weirdos packed up out of here and prosecuted for any crimes against these youth they've committed. Oh, that's right. Yeah. You damn right. You damn right. So when you sit up here and you play these little politic games, that's a real reason why I don't like the whole political game, because y'all like to play sides. I don't want to play no sides. I'm telling you what I see is true. I seen that Donald Trump seen that they was going to try and get his ass up out of here before that last election. And what is Donald Trump doing? He's on a revenge tour. What did he come in and do? He came in and freed a lot of people from prison that sided with him. People that was loyal to him, he freed them. People that wasn't loyal to him, like Diddy, like itty bitty Diddy, he said, nah, sit your ass down. You ain't finna get no pardon. Matter of fact, you don't deserve to be forgiven. Sit down. Stop this now. Stop it. Watch out now. Stop it, Miss Lady. Come on now. You rocking with the best, girl. You don't want to do this with me. Because like I said before, I don't care about any of the sides. I'll be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all care about sides. See, I'm that nigga, and I'm going to say this to you, man, before you go to sleep. I'm that nigga who used to watch every single thing. I used to watch all the shows. Morning Joe, then I watch over there at night, Hannity and Combs. Then I would go watch Rachel Maddow. See, you don't want to do this shit with me. I would watch Hardball with Chris Matthews. Then I would watch the Bill O'Reilly Factor. I would watch all these shows and listen to all this foolishness that was being spewed every single night. I was locked in. Once I got home from basketball practice, I ain't had shit else to do. You don't want to play this game with me. I'm very smarter than what you think. That's why I said, Futon and none of them bums, they don't want to step to me. They don't want no smoke with me on no real level talking this. Futon and none of these bums. Like I said before, them dudes is all bought and paid for. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe once again. There are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there. You can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, Straight Drop Weight Loss Formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.
On the melody, or if you just feel like you can't get a song started.
Folks, tonight we're bringing you the truth behind the chaos unfolding in Minnesota. Another fatal shooting involving ICE officers, actually Border Patrol. And already two completely different narratives are being pushed. The administration says Alex Preddy was a domestic terrorist intent on killing federal agents. The left says he was murdered in cold blood while defending the vulnerable. We're not here to sell narratives. We're here to lay out the facts and let you decide. But here's what cannot be ignored. Over 20 million illegal immigrants were let into this country by the Biden administration, and President Trump was elected to fix it, folks. You remember this. This is what we wanted him to do. Leftist leaders have riled people up, encouraged obstruction, and lit the match. Some believe they're doing good. Others want chaos. And Democrats in power are hoping this violence scares patriots away from Trump. They want independents rattled and fires up their base against the so-called dictator. So tonight, we break it all down. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all as we watch this broadcast. It's time for Pop and Politics.
Initial defiance of the law. Number two, inherent contempt. Arrest by sergeant at arms, which has not been used since 1935. But Congress retains the inherent contempt power to bypass the Department of Justice entirely. Physical detention, you guys. Under this power, the House can authorize its sergeant at arms to take Bill and Hillary Clinton into custody and bring them before the bar of the House for a trial. I thought you bums said they couldn't do it. You liars. They can. And to the person who says it never happened, you's a damn fool. I'm going to tell you one thing. Donald Trump not playing with nobody. Donald Trump sat up there and he got
I just investigated Ilhan Omar's official financial disclosures, and what I found was so dark and criminal. I don't know how she gets out of this without going to jail. Have a look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please forgive me for having such a massive smile on my face as I'm actively working hard to try and hold back my shit-eating grin here, but it brings me great pleasure to present to you the absolute end, or at least the beginning of the end of the worst known elected official ever to hold a seat in the once great state of Minnesota, the worst in the entire country and all of Congress, for which there are many. But a one Ms. Ilhan Omar is about to be deported. And yes, I know you've all heard this before, but stick with me here because what just happened has never, ever happened before. And it's all thanks to the incredible work of independents like Nick Shirley, Benny Johnson, James O'Keefe, Nick Sorter, Cam Higbee, and of course, the host of LV Nation himself, Mr. Lou Valentino. But this is straight up breaking right now, and it's exploding as we speak. And it's just dripping with the high stakes political thriller vibe that is trending right now. The kind where massive corrupt empires start cracking and falling apart at the seams. Live on air, Dems begin stabbing each other in their backs and pushing everyone down flights of stairs, hoping to see them break their necks. And so you see now, but especially with Ilhan Omar staring down what could be her total game over downfall, checkmate. Well, then when I say you absolutely have to drop everything and watch this Lou Valentino video, it's not hyperbole. Fellow independent YouTubers and truth seekers are blowing the lid off this thing just today, and it's the kind of exclusive, jaw-dropping reveal that's got everyone glued and waiting on the edge of their seats, glued to refreshing their feeds to see what happens next. As always, hit that like button and subscribe. And I really do appreciate you all so very much. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's reached out and supported over on Patreon. It's under the name Better America. And that's actually one of my other channels, but you all really do mean a lot to me. And I just want to make sure that you have the latest, greatest, and most accurate real news, and most importantly, the truth. And so here's why it's a non-negotiable must watch after you're done with my show here, of course. And so you see, it's this, the game-changing bombshell at around the 14-minute mark. But that's where Lou drops a mind-blowing reveal that's like cracking open a vault, exposing the shadowy mechanics of what looks like a full-blown anti-ICE crime syndicate in Minnesota run by heavyweight scumbags like Governor Tim Walz and Mayor Jacob Fry. And it's effectively, without giving away any spoilers, them throwing one of their key players under the bus as a bit of a good faith gesture, if you will, to President Trump. Right after Tim Walz's resignation in the campaign for him running for a third term and quitting and dropping out of the Minnesota gubernatorial race. But more importantly, his tail-tucking surrender call to Trump that just kicks off the power shift in Minneapolis. But right as they sacrifice one of their own in exchange for a peace offering and to symbolize good faith after Tim called Trump to surrender and begin a peaceful transfer of power on the streets of Minneapolis. This isn't just talk. It's the kind of peek behind the curtain that could rewrite the playbook on how these operations shield fraud and chaos. The comments are lit and everyone's losing it in the comments with over 1,800 likes on the video already, fueling the fire. Stuff like calls for class action lawsuits against Ilhan Omar, Walz, and Fry for fraud and getting citizens killed. Demands to lock them up for insurrection and accusations of them fleeing the country as the noose tightens. Oh, and one top comment screams they shouldn't be allowed to bail as flight risks, while another poses serious questions as to why authorities aren't nabbing them before they jet off. And so there's that. But The vibe, pure vindication for anyone who's been screaming about Minnesota's blood on their hands from riots and scams. And it's like a virtual mob chanting for justice, virtually teeing up the long-awaited Omar deportation we all crave.
In one city, we have this outrage and this powder keg happening, and it's not right, and it doesn't happen anywhere else, and it's simply because of one reason, and that's leadership in that state. When there was all the focus on the billions and billions of dollars in fraud happening in Minneapolis, suddenly Minneapolis becomes a powder keg. And the people that caused that to happen were the governor, the mayor, the attorney general, Omar. They're the ones that incited rhetoric, encouraged these rioters to go with their cell phones, not to peacefully protest, but to go out and do exactly what was happening on Saturday morning. And so there was a powder keg, and it was absolutely lit by that leadership.
Deputy Attorney General Todd Bland.
There was a powder keg. And when billions, in fact, in fraud blew up in Minneapolis suddenly, but we know who caused it, right? But the governor, mayor, AG, and Omar, they incited this mess. But let me just say how the internet's current meltdown over Minnesota's corruption explosion is next level. And this video lands like a match in a powder keg amid the real-time frenzy online. Just today, social media is on fire with posts claiming Walz, Frey, and Omar are staring down grand jury indictments for impeding ICE and ties to massive Somali fraud schemes. Think billions siphoned from taxpayer programs, with whistleblowers fingering the governor and mayor as fully aware. X is flooded with threads painting Omar as finished, hit with money laundering charges from campaign kickbacks and funneling funds to her husband's firm, all linked to those ghost clinics and restaurant front scams. But what I have to show you in my next clip is just going to make you have to pick your jaw up off the floor. So you might want to grab a seat if you haven't. News outlets are piling on with DOJ probes into Omar's skyrocketing net worth and alleged fraud, plus federal investigations slamming Walz and Frey for blocking immigration enforcement amid raids that have netted thousands. Even Trump's weighing in on a very good call with Walz to dial back the feds. But the buzz right now is this surrender is just the start of a bigger purge. Get your popcorn, folks. But like I said, you're going to want to be sitting down for this. Grab your popcorn, everyone. This one's going to rock bigger than Sydney Sweeney as the housemaid in the box office, or even ripping her bra off illegally on the Hollywood sign. Watch as, for the first time ever, Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar goes completely silent. But Americans are all asking her about the oversight committee looking into her rapidly growing net worth. But something's just not right. Something's off. She seems completely different today. I mean, normally she mocks reporters, laughs, taunts everyone. But when it's about money, she's silent, not a peep. She knows it's over. And so we all just want to know, Congresswoman, can you tell us what your response is to the Oversight Committee launching an investigation into your net worth? You and your husband's net worth, actually. They're claiming that it's risen rapidly. What's your response to what they're saying?
Whoa, man, amazing car. When did you become a millionaire?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
I made my first million last year, actually.
What line of work are you in?
I'm in sales.
Okay, what's the best advice you can give someone that's in sales?
You're only as good as your sales reps and your CRM.
What CRM do you use?
We used to use one of the old legacy CRMs, but it just didn't give us the speed and agility that we needed. But then we switched to Monday CRM and sales started flying.
Why is the CRM so important?
Well, no specific CRM can make you a millionaire, but if you want to move fast in today's world, you need a CRM that doesn't hold you back. Monday CRM propels you forward. Instead of spending time messing around with old systems, you can invest in relationships, in cultivating leads, and in closing deals.
One last piece of advice for our viewers.
Make sure you have the right tools for your journey. If not, stop now, find the right CRM. For me, that's Monday CRM. Then move forward and nothing can stop you.
Thank you very much, sir.
No problem.
Congresswoman, can you tell us what your response is to the Oversight Committee launching an investigation into your net worth, you and your husband's net worth? They're claiming that it's risen rapidly. What's your response to what they're saying? Do you think they'll find anything in their investigation into your net worth? What's your response to what you've seen from ICE in Minneapolis? You said you're going to vote to not fund DHS, the whole department, or just ICE?
And holy crap, Ilhan Omar always looks horrible, but today is very noticeable. She's cracking. Silence speaks louder than any response she could give. If it was legitimate, she'd explain it immediately by saying something like, I don't know, my husband built a successful business, or we made smart investments, something. But there's no explanation because, ladies and gentlemen, there's no legitimate explanation for that kind of wealth accumulation in that time frame. So she stays silent because anything she says can and will be used against her in a court of law, but will be investigated and proven false. And this is what guilt looks like. Loud and defiant about everything except the one thing that actually matters. She'll stand on her high horse and soapbox with the nerve, the gall, audacity to lecture Americans about inequality while her net worth explodes through corruption.
The one place where we thought we would never experience this is the U.S. goddamn states.
But then go silent when asked to explain it. The investigation will reveal everything. That's why she's not talking. Oh boy, folks. And here's the best part.
Here's Ilhan Omar's financial disclosure from the Congressional Record, year 2023. I want to bring your attention to this company right down here, Est Crew LLC. This is a winery in Santa Rosa, California. It's not doing that well. The total value of the winery is listed at $15,000, and Ilhan Omar's barely making any money off of it at all. Hardly enough to pay a parking ticket. Okay, that's fine. Nothing really mysterious there. Businesses fail all the time. But go ahead and look at her filing for 2024, and you'll find that Est Crew Winery, the same company in the same location, is now worth $5 million. That's incredible, up from $15,000. And now Ilhan Omar's making enough to pay rent. So this must be one of the most successful companies ever. Let's go ahead and check in on this winery. Maybe we could buy some wine. I like wine. Why not? Let's see if we can buy some Est Crew Winery. Here's Est Crew's social media Facebook page. You'll see here that the last post, oh no. oh no, was in 2023. Wasn't this the year that they were supposed to, go really big and make Ilhan Omar millions of dollars? Same thing on their Instagram, and they don't have an X. So let's go ahead and check their official website. What is Est Crew? We are winemakers and memory curators. Okay, Est Crew Winery has a bunch of brands that's led by these people, creators of eye-catching labels. So I'm sure I can go and get some of their wine, right? Well, they don't have any activities here, so maybe I could just go to their location and buy some of their wines, or maybe give them a call. Let's try and go to their location here. This is the Google Street View of Est Crew Winery, and what you'll find here is an empty parking lot. Doesn't actually look like an operational business. Certainly isn't the same name. So, okay, let's go ahead and give them a call. See if maybe they pick up. Let's go ahead and call the number on the webpage. Let's go ahead and give them a call and find out. Oh no, user busy. Let's try that. Okay. Well, I've done this like 20 times today. Okay, so that didn't work. Is there any wine in this wine company? Is there anything about wine? Because I see like stuff about events, but like, what is this exactly? Aren't you supposed to sell wine at your wine company? Where are your wines? Oh, there are no wines. You wanna know why? Because this is a fake company. Rep. Ilhan Omar's husband accused of swindling investors in their California winery. They stole millions from cannabis growers. You can see here's the lawsuit right here, saying that Tim Minette, who's Ilhan Omar's third husband, no relation, swindled his investors and defrauded them. How did Minette get this relationship? Well, the current Attorney General of Minnesota, Keith Ellison, used to work for him. Isn't that curious? Keith Ellison, the same guy who refuses to look into any of the Somali fraud. So this company was sued for being a fraudulent company. And the New York Post says the exact same thing, as the House is now probing the mystery of Ilhan Omar's skyrocketing wealth. They said that Ilhan Omar went from being one of the poorest members of Congress, worth negative $65,000, to being one of the richest, worth $30 million. Here's a rare photo of one of their wines that they allegedly made, The Devil's Lie. But the entire company is actually a lie. It's not a lie to Ilhan Omar, though, because she's able to list an enormous amount of her income and an enormous amount of her net worth to this fake winery. This winery is not worth $5 million. The winery doesn't even exist. It's fake. It's fraudulent. They need to investigate this right now. This is a lie. And maybe, just maybe, it's the devil's lie.
Wow.
Did you experience an
Ow. But the silence is deafening as Ilhan Omar's hands are trembling. I bet she's shaking. Looks like she's seen a ghost, or was shaking as she typed this reply to President Trump's post that says, "I'm sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight. He has not been involved in that area, but knows and likes many of the people there. Tom is tough but fair and will report directly to me. Separately, a major investigation is going on with respect to the massive $20 billion plus welfare fraud that has taken place in Minnesota and is at least partially responsible for the violent organized protests going on in the streets. Additionally, the DOJ and Congress are looking at Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who left Somalia with nothing and is now reportedly worth more than $44 million. Time will tell all. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President DJT. To which the Somali welfare fraud queen replied by saying, "Sorry, Trump, your support is collapsing and you're panicking. Right on cue, you're deflecting from your failures with lies and conspiracy theories about me. Years of investigations have found nothing. Get your goons out of Minnesota." Well, that's just it. Ilhan Omar admitted guilt. She implicated herself right there. She said, "You didn't find anything to find." Oh, but believe me, honey, Trump's right on cue, as always. And just put another dollar in the Donald Trump was right jar as Governor Walz surrenders and there's no pulling back. Tom Homan is on his way to Minnesota to strip you of all you got and send your ass back to East Africa.
Moments ago, Governor Tim Walz called me with the request to work together with respect to Minnesota. It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. I told Governor Walz that I would have Tom Homan call him and that what we are looking for are any and all criminals that they have in their possession. The governor very respectfully understood that. That is a critically important development.
All right, y'all. Let's hit pause for a second because this matters and it's really important. We talk a lot on this channel about taking control of your life, making smart choices, and not letting the system overwhelm you. But when it comes to navigating Medicare, it can feel like you're wading through a swamp of total confusion. Plans, coverage, costs, deadlines, you name it. And that's where Chapter steps in. They're not just another company. They're the real deal when it comes to free Medicare help. Chapter's team of advisors has helped thousands of people across the country find the right Medicare plan, and they do it with one goal in mind, putting you first. No fees, no pressure, just honest guidance to make sure you're covered without breaking the bank. Big insurance companies have their own agendas, but Chapter's got your back, fighting to get you the plan that works for you. So if you're approaching Medicare age or helping a loved one figure it out, don't go it alone. Call Chapter today at 270-467-2426 and start getting the clarity you deserve. Because at the end of the day, protecting your health and your wallet, well, that's not just smart. It's living life on your terms.
Here from our Fox.
Did you experience inappropriate?
Here from our Fox 9 team as Mayor Fry of Minneapolis on that conversation with President Trump saying, quote, "I expressed how much Minneapolis has benefited from our immigrant communities and was clear that my main ask is that the Operation Metro Surge needs to end. The president agreed that the present situation cannot continue." It goes on here on Live Now from Fox as some federal agents will begin leaving the area tomorrow, and I will continue to push for the rest involved in this operation to go. Minneapolis will continue to cooperate with state and federal law enforcement on real criminal investigation. So this, in terms of that pullback, a retreat of sorts of some of those Border Patrol agents, those ICE officials on the ground there. We did hear.
And yeah, all right. All right. Yes, I will admit there will be some pullback by federal agents on the ground, but by no way and in no means a retreat, as Ilhan would have you to believe, or at least her Democrat base. Because we don't listen to a word she has to say, but not only did Trump talk to Governor No Balls Walls, and Mayor Jacob Fry called too and negotiated a surrender, begging, pleading, Trump, Daddy, please. And you know why? It's because of Cam Higby and, well, the leaked and infiltrated signal chat bombshell and all the high-ranking Minnesota officials, politicians exposed. And would you believe it? And what do you know? But where did Ilhan's name fall in that chat? Well, pretty much at the bottom, because much like Keith Ellison, she wasn't even worth it to the Dems in the state to keep her in the loop. It's almost like she didn't even know that they had cut her off the group chat, kicked her out, and she too didn't get the memo. Oh, but read my lips. Trump didn't cave.
Hello, Minnesota. We are 8 weeks into the unlawful federal occupation of our state, and we are beyond outraged. But I'm not afraid, and I'm not tired. Neither are my fellow neighbors. This past weekend, there was a third shooting involving a federal immigration agent and the second fatal one. Alex Preddy, an intensive care nurse at the Minneapolis VA, an employee of the federal government and a proud union member, described by his coworkers as the first person who would jump in to help. He was our neighbor, and he should still be with us, as should Renee Good, a mother and poet who we lost too soon.
Let me ask you a quick question. What if you can start and grow your own profitable business by helping other businesses get access to money? As you and I know, the most important thing for a business, for a small mom and pop, is having access to capital in order to start or grow or survive, right? But while the mid-size and the large-size businesses have access to capital through local and national banks, does your small business, they don't have this opportunity, right? So what if you can start and grow your own business in this $300 billion alternative lending industry that helps small businesses get access to capital? And by helping them, you can build your own 6- and 7-figure business. Well, naturally, you can be skeptical because if you don't know who I am, I'm just a guy on YouTube, so you should be, right? My name is Oz Konar. I had the opportunity to help hundreds of people build their own 6- and 7-figure business from the comfort of their homes as a business loan broker. And these are ordinary people. They had 9-to-5 jobs, or they had failing businesses, or they were just looking for the right business to start. And within 30 to 60 days, they were able to start building a very profitable business. So in the next 45 seconds, I'm going to explain to you why this is a massive opportunity. So let's start with one question. What happens when a small business need access to capital, working capital, loan? Well, if they don't have access to that money through friends and family, they're going to go to their local bank or their national bank, and they're going to apply for a business loan. And that's the beginning of a gruesome process that usually takes 6 to 8 weeks that ends up with them getting declined. Did you know that 2/3 of the business loan applications are declined by the banks? Just because the business is small, right? Because the banking system is created to support businesses that can provide some kind of collateral assets, or they have board and personal guarantees and things like that. but your mom and pop, your small business, which makes up 75% of the entire economy, they lack all of that, right? So they don't really have an option. But the alternative lending industry allows them to have access to specific products that will help them get capital. And that could be in fast as 1 to 3 days, right? So that's where the alternative lending industry comes and helps them get capital to start a business, to grow a business, and to sustain their business and to open up more locations, franchises. As a business loan broker, by doing that, you can build a very lucrative business. Why is that? Well, because the demand for money never changes. When you go through a recession, when the economy is going through a recession, right, people still need money. When economy is good, people need money. When economy is sideways, people need money. No matter what's happening out there, look at what's happening around us right now. People still need money to survive, to grow their businesses. So by starting your own business as a business loan broker, you become a part of an industry that's thriving. I mean, this industry has exploded during the 2008 recession. So for a limited time, I put together a 100% free training. And in the training, I go through 3 things. One, why this is literally the best business to start right now. Number 2, why this business is the most recession-proof business. And I'm going to show you the proof of why that is the case. And number 3, and how an ordinary average person without any degrees or licensing, because this doesn't require any of that. You don't need to be licensed. You don't need to have a specific degree. You don't need to have sales experience, can become a business loan broker and start building a very profitable business within the 30 to 60 days. So I have this training for a limited time. You're going to see the link below. So when you click on this ad, you're going to have access to that training. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. If you think that you're going to just watch a training and be rich overnight, that's just not how it works. This is a real business. This is not multi-level marketing. This is not e-commerce. This is not no money down real estate. This is not something you buy a garage full of products and try to sell it to your family and friends. This is an actual business, as you see from many people who come through our training. So go through it only if you are seriously considering starting a business and find out for yourself if this is a good fit. If you click below, I will see you on the other side. Please give your undivided attention. So I'm going to give you all the information you need for you to decide if this is a good fit. I'll see you on the other side. Just click below to join.
My office is representing the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and joined by the Hennepin County Attorney's Office in a lawsuit to prevent the destruction and tampering of evidence related to Alex Pretty's shooting. On Saturday, we filed a motion for a temporary restraining order asking the court to take immediate action to preserve this evidence. And after 2 hours, a judge granted the motion. It is critical that state investigators be allowed to conduct a thorough investigation. Today, at 9 a.m., I will be in federal court with my team, arguing for a restraining order against Operation Metro Surge that would stop this unlawful occupation of our state. This is the largest deployment of immigration agents in one place at one time in American history. We are dealing with an unprecedented breach of constitutional order. This surge has hurt small businesses, drained local law enforcement's time and resources, disrupted our education system, and terrorized our communities. And it has to stop. And today is a big step toward that. Now, make no mistake, we are dealing with a targeted oppression from the federal government because of what we value and how we vote. We take care of the most vulnerable among us. We welcome immigrants and refugees who are seeking a better life. And 3 elections in a row, we voted against Donald Trump. People in Minnesota are angry, beyond outrage. So am I. But if the Trump administration thought we were going to give up, roll over, and comply with this tyranny, they didn't know Minnesota. Well, they know us now. We are not afraid, and we are not tired. Resisting oppression is what America has always been about, from its very first days. There's nothing more American than standing up to tyranny in whatever way you can. I have seen Minnesotans standing up for each other, and I owe it to you to match your bravery. The Department of Homeland Security is not above the law. ICE is not above the law. The agents who are terrorizing, assaulting, and killing our neighbors are not above the law. And no Minnesotans, not Renee Good, not Alex Preddy, not any of our immigrant neighbors, no Minnesotan is beneath the law.
But just hours apart from the publicized announcement on all mainstream media news channels, today at 9 a.m., Keith Ellison let the cat out of the bag and exposed himself, confessing about him being cut out of the loop as he cosplays as an attorney and saying he was in federal court fighting for Minnesota and seeking a restraining order to stop ICE's unlawful and unconstitutional occupation of the state. But the deal was already done. Oh, you didn't know? Keith Ellison, everyone, the Muslim Attorney General of Minnesota who openly supports Antifa and has documented ties to an Islamic center that is recruiting men to join ISIS in Minnesota, is working hard to stop ICE from being able to arrest the many illegal alien pedophiles and terrorists in Minnesota. A wildly unpopular request that nobody wants, actually, by the way.
Yeah, sometimes I like sometimes I like blunt questions because they sort of get at the underlying feelings that people have. So this is about as blunt a question as you can get. Deport all immigrants here illegally. I will note the ABC News poll asked about undocumented immigrants. So we have slightly different questions, but these were all taken within the last month. And there's real uniformity here. That's what I really think you see. You see real uniformity. Deport all immigrants who are here illegally, 55% of the New York Times, Marquette 64%, CBS News 57%, ABC News with a slightly different question, 56%. So what you're seeing essentially here is a very clear indication that a majority of Americans, in fact, when they're asked this blunt question, which I believe gets at the underlying feelings, do in fact want to deport all immigrants who are here illegally. There's no arguing with these different numbers because they're all essentially the same across 4 different pollsters. Feelings towards immigration in this country, feelings towards undocumented immigrants and deporting all of them have become considerably more hawkish. And I think that gives Donald Trump much more leverage to go with the American people and sort of have these hawkish, some might say harsh, different rhetoric and also issue-based sort of going after immigrants who are here illegally, want immigration levels decreased. This includes legal and illegal immigration. Look at this. Last year, 55%. That is the highest level since the 9/11 aftermath. You go back just to 2020.
And this again, legal and illegal. So people want less people coming into the country.
Exactly. They want less people coming into the country. Look at that. That's a 14-point rise from 2023. You go back to 2016 when Donald Trump again was running for president the first time, it was 38%. That's a 17-point rise. So the bottom line is more folks want people who are here illegally deported, and their overall feelings towards immigration have become considerably more hawkish.
63% say they're okay with deporting immigrants who are here illegally and arrived in the last 4 years. 87% are good with deporting immigrants who are here illegally and have criminal records.
Even CNN polls prove Americans want every illegal deported, no matter what Dems scream while on Capitol Hill. And so that means you too, Ilhan. But I'll tell you what somebody told me today, and that is, this is why you don't elect Muslims to office. Pedophilia is acceptable in Islam because Muhammad married Aisha, when she was 6 and raped her when she was 9. At DHS, Gov said their operations in Minnesota have been focused on arresting pedophile illegals and illegals who have beaten and abused women. At Christy Nome called these the worst of the worst, but it's worth noting that Keith Ellison has been accused of domestic violence by multiple women, by the way. But in Islam, there is no such thing as domestic violence because men are permitted to beat their wives and make women their sex slaves. It's Sharia. This is why Keith Ellison is opposed to ICE operating out of Minnesota, and many want to see a ban on Muslims and them no longer holding office in the United States. It just makes sense. But hey, Keith, I know you've been out of the loop, but you do realize we have you on recorded video taking bribes from Somalians to not prosecute their daycare scams, right? Nobody is above the law, and especially not you. And so you see, the U.S. Department of Justice served grand jury subpoenas to the offices of Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, Governor Tim Walz, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, and others. These subpoenas, issued just last week, seek records and documents as part of an investigation to obstruction of federal immigration enforcement and billions of dollars in assorted fraudulent investigations. And so given the timeline, now it makes absolute perfect sense why Tim Walz and Jacob Frey finally decided to give up and surrender. They weighed the options and they both knew this is where it would ultimately end up. They're more than likely going to hand over voter rolls to Pam Bondi, but have also negotiated deals to roll over on Ilhan, the whole fraud scam, Amy Bach, Ellison, and more than likely
You always wondered. Whatever your office looks like, it's safe to say you have a lot going on. Meet Weave, a game-changing suite of solutions that helps your practice acquire more new patients, deliver engaging experiences that keep patients coming back, and boost office efficiency and profitability while keeping staff happier than ever. It starts with a world-class phone system that integrates with your patient software and tells you more about your patients or clients right when they call. But Weave does so much more than phones. After all, 98% of patients prefer texting. So Weave two-way texting makes it easy for your office to keep in touch with them anytime, anywhere, like missed call text. If patients call your office after hours or when you're busy, Weave automatically texts them back, helping you secure business that might have gone elsewhere. You can request reviews with a simple text, boosting your online reputation and helping new patients find you more easily. And Weave's complete payment platform gives your patients easy, flexible ways to pay, and it gets you paid faster. Weave automatically sends reminders to your patients and lets them confirm their appointments via text, greatly reducing no-shows. You can send digital forms that patients can fill out online before they arrive for appointments, saving your staff time, saving you money on paper, and reducing data entry errors. You can craft effective email campaigns to bring in new patients or clients, or reconnect with ones you haven't seen lately. You can start conversations with patients and let them book appointments right from your website. And Weave can automatically verify your patient's insurance and import it directly into your office's schedule in the Weave app. You can connect and collaborate with your team in or out of the office, letting them know patients have arrived or sharing important announcements. If you have multiple offices, Weave helps them work together seamlessly, improving the performance of each location and making life easier for staff by running all offices on one unified platform. And with Weave, there's no more managing and paying for multiple solutions because everything is together in one place with just one bill. Switch to Weave and create a happier office with happier staff and even happier patients. Weave, get a demo today.
than likely expect these two to resign or quietly bow out and fade away into the darkness and allow Trump to take control of Minnesota and begin the healing process. Peggy Flanagan won't take over as governor either because she'd have either been arrested or have had fled the country after getting exposed in the Signal chat. And so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where I leave you. But I have just one last clip to play for you all. And I want you to pay very, very close attention to what exactly Jacob Frey confesses here. And you just tell me what it means, or better yet, who he's talking about and how those bracelets, cuffs, and orange jumpsuits will look on old Ilhan and Peggy.
So the fraud is real. The fraud that took place here is very real. And when you commit fraud, you get investigated, you get charged, you get prosecuted, you get arrested, and you go to jail. As an individual, you go to jail as an individual. The whole community, however, that you are part of and the whole city that you live in is not held responsible. The whole state you live in is not held responsible. That's the way things work in Minnesota. That's the way things work in the United States of America because everybody has due process and habeas corpus rights.
The final nail in the coffin. As an individual, you go to jail. The fraud is real. Ladies and gentlemen, please like the video if you like the video and subscribe for more. Thank you all so much. Take care, be safe, and stop back by tomorrow because I'm going to have an amazing show and a new podcast for you that I've been working on all day. But I just wanted to share this bombshell that just flashed across my feed here and just dropped while it was still fresh. Y'all be safe out there, and God bless.
Tim Walz tweeted he is damn proud of Minnesotans. And then 90 minutes later, rioters vandalized and broke into a Hilton hotel where ICE was staying, violently attacked federal agents, and vandalized all the cars in the parking lot, while Minneapolis PD did nothing. This comes after Tim Walz told protesters to cause good trouble and keep interfering and obstructing ICE agents as loudly and disruptively as possible. All of this to distract from the Somali fraud scandal that was so massive, Tim Walz had to resign. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel. You guys are gonna love this one. But let's start with a hilarious moment from their protest this morning, and then we'll get into the riot at the Hilton last night. Smash the like button if you love that. This guy is unnecessarily inserting himself in the middle of an active federal law enforcement operation. They're trying to clear the scene, and this man is just leisurely strolling down the middle of the road, casually and rebelliously flipping the bird to government officials. And then we get the amazing moment of a 400-pound man kicking it into high gear, something you might see on America's Funniest Home Videos. But let's get into the riot that was instigated by Tim Walz last night, because it is truly anarchy and lawlessness in Minneapolis. This is what the left considers a peaceful protest. They have completely distorted the definition of the word peaceful. The same people who changed the definition of a woman, of a Nazi, of racism, have now also fundamentally changed the definition of the word peaceful to fit their agenda. The same people who call words harmful and violent, and therefore moral justification to do something like Charlie Kirk, will sit there with a straight face and tell you them smashing up and destroying a Hilton hotel, throwing a cinder block at an ICE agent's head, are all peaceful acts of civil disobedience. And none of the Minnesota politicians are condemning this behavior. They encourage it, they demand more of it, they want it intensified, and then go on TV and pretend to be a helpless, innocent victim when an unfortunate but inevitable deadly situation occurs. And all of this chaos is happening because Minneapolis Police Department is being instructed not to protect ICE and perform crowd control. In fact, they arrived at the Hilton last night, saw it was rioters, and then turned around and left. Watch. They are putting ICE and Border Patrol in an impossible situation. They have to conduct their actual job of immigration enforcement while also having to conduct crowd control for a mob of angry lunatic communists. They want ICE to acquiesce to their political terrorism and decide enforcing immigration law is just not worth it. And if that's the goal, which it clearly is, that is open rebellion against the federal government. I'm sure every Democrat supports Lyndon Johnson invoking the Insurrection Act and calling the military to force schools to integrate. I'm sure they wouldn't have accepted letting these schools remain segregated because forcing them to abide by federal law just wasn't worth it. But after the police fled, the one lone ICE agent who was protecting the front door had a message for Minneapolis PD.
Is everyone press?
We're all overnight. We're all members of the press. We're all press here. Okay. This officer appears to be bleeding from the mouth. Oh my God.
Are you okay?
Are you
I'm
okay?
fine.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Says he's all right. He's all right.
Where's the local PD? That's my question for the press.
Okay, this officer...
Where is the local PD?
As this officer is spitting blood from his mouth, he is asking, where is the local police? Where is the commitment to protect and serve regardless of political affiliation? Coincidentally, those are the same tribalistic politics that make Somalia an unlivable, unfunctional society. So I guess they're right, the Somalis have culturally enriched Minnesota. But once the rioters were successfully pushed back from the front door, they just went to the parking lot and destroyed all the vehicles, hoping that they would get some ICE vehicles.
Did you experience inappropriate behavior from a
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $160,000. If you're looking to get money you were owed for an injury, I want you to imagine you and your family getting that money, because I know a way that you can. Now, before you think I'm crazy, I want to show you how you can get the money that you were owed in the next 30 days. Now, if you've thought about hiring an attorney before but you didn't because you were unsure or you had reservations, it's not your fault. You were probably given no guidance and couldn't get a straight answer out of anyone about how much money you actually could make. I want you to capitalize on a limited opportunity that can have you cashing out a massive check in the next 30 days. This opportunity won't last long, and it's perfect for anybody who's been in a car accident in the last 2 years. Do you still think it's impossible? I'm willing to guarantee that by clicking on the link below and filling out the 15-second quiz, you'll get a free case evaluation from one of the best attorneys in your area. As long as you are not currently working with an attorney, we're confident that our team will help you get the money you deserve in as little as the next 30 days. Still think it's too good to be true? Let me tell you about our client, Steven. Now, when Steven first came to us, he was really unsure if his case was going to be worth anything. He was facing a lot of uncertainties in his life, and he didn't know if he was going to get paid for his injury at all. Turns out, after filing a claim with us, he was able to take home over $100,000 in settlement from an accident that was over a year ago. It's possible, no matter what you thought in the past, you can get the money you are owed, and probably a lot more than you were expecting. Simply click the button below and answer the questions about your case. And if you qualify, an attorney from our team will lay out a game plan instantly and for free. The fact that you have been through this pain means you deserve to be compensated. Together, we're going to hold the parties responsible and get you the money that you are owed. You deserve more, and we're willing to get you more. So what I want you to do is click the link below and fill out the 15-second quiz. And if after completion it says that you've qualified, it'll ask you for some additional contact details. And someone from our team will reach out and will lay out the fastest game plan for you to get the money that you are owed and get massive compensation for your injury. The YouTube video you were wanting to watch will always be there, but this opportunity and the resources behind it are limited. So, click the button below, begin the short process, and we'll be in touch soon.
This is literally third world Somali-style mob rule politics being encouraged by Minnesota politicians. I'm gonna explain psychologically what's happening here because I don't think a lot of people have gotten to the crux of the issue. You know how back in the day, celebrities would show off their Sudanese or Ethiopian orphan as proof of their moral superiority? Well, that is the exact same relationship the entire state of Minnesota has with its Somali community. They see them as their helpless, vulnerable, low IQ, primitive jungle people that need the constant and relentless attention and care of white liberals in order to survive. They use the Somalis to virtue signal that they are the kindest, most compassionate people there are. It's simply not enough to direct their desire to help towards Americans in need. They could open up their hearts and generous welfare state to homeless veterans, to single mothers, to the mentally ill, to the hungry. But helping out fellow white people is gross and racist and doesn't get you any social credit. So they elected to help out the most backward, primitive, destabilized, violent people on planet Earth instead. And even in the face of these people robbing welfare programs meant for children to the tune of $9 billion, they accept it and excuse it because it gives them another chance to prove how accepting and inclusive and culturally tolerant they are. Their entire self-worth and identity is built around being the nice, kind-hearted Minnesotans who tolerate living next door to third worlders. So they don't want the government to remove their Somalis even if they defraud them, because their Somali population is the public symbol of their virtue, of their moral righteousness. And if they lose their Somali community, well then how will anybody know what great people they are? But Tim Walz is on a mission to start a civil war, so he said at a press conference that somebody is writing the modern diary of Anne Frank right now in Minnesota.
We have got children in Minnesota hiding in their houses, afraid to go outside. Many of us grew up reading that story of Anne Frank. Somebody's going to write that children's story about Minnesota. And there's one person who can end this now.
So yeah, just disingenuously brainwashing mentally ill liberals to think they're morally justified in attacking federal officers. And as I said in my video yesterday, this isn't just about protecting the poor brown people. This is simply an excuse and the catalyst to kick off their left-wing communist revolution. And watch this armed protester on the streets of Minneapolis admit that's exactly what this is.
So you're currently here at the vigil / autonomous zone that has been created around the site where ICE murdered someone earlier today, and you are carrying a big ol' gun.
An AR-15. Yep. Extra mags.
You got a pistol.
Yep.
You also have a pistol, extra mags, some cute patches.
Yep. You know it. In Minnesota law, that is technically acceptable. You do have to stay towards the back, which is what we're doing. Primarily, I'm interested right now in showcasing our community that we are armed. Everybody else around us can get armed, and we keep us safe. Che Guevara once said, I'm paraphrasing, but the ammunition of your enemy is most plentiful, so use it. You know, and that's exactly what we are doing. You know, force is not going to be stopped by a lack of force, unfortunately. And I want to see everybody else around us, you know, that's on our same side. I want to see them get armed as well.
This is a full-blown communist revolution, folks. And you have to understand, communists believe a violent, bloody, deadly revolution is the only way to achieve their goals. They want as many of their own people to die as possible to give them the political moral high ground. Through their own self-righteousness and arrogance, just decreed that the right is in fact a bunch of Nazis. And they are entitled to use violence against the Nazi regime. But they'll also tell you to ignore your eyes and ignore the burning cars and ignore the burning buildings. Ignore the fireworks that they're launching at law enforcement because they'll tell you they're being perfectly peaceful. And then when they're finally met with the violence that they're looking for, they'll point and say, hey, look, they're evil. We told you. And you have to understand, Donald Trump cannot capitulate. If he does, it signifies to every other communist cell across America that political terrorism actually works, that they can get their way through enough violent rebellion. And Tim Walz doesn't want this to end because when it does, the focus returns to the massive Somali fraud that he allowed to happen. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Boy, the FAO came quick with receipts. I love the caption of this video, though. It says, Minneapolis rapper starts crying after getting tackled by ICE agents. I mean, but just look at the arrogance. Look at the, you know what I mean? What y'all gonna do? I'm here, you know what I mean? And then, I'm here. Hold up, wait, hold up. Oh, man, look, I'm not here, though. I'm here to line these things up for y'all like I always do because, you know, when you line them up, the manipulation, it can't hide. It can't survive when you line them up. Now, I want you to notice what just happened. This guy right here, out here taunting ICE agents, you know, got his hands up, look like his middle finger's up, and then boom, reality, you know, the reality bill came due. Now, let's go ahead and check out what the governor is pivoting to since the heat is on him about all of this ICE chaos.
Listen, have you ever seen someone who's just kind of
Walz, got a letter from Attorney General Pam Bondi making several demands, I guess you would call them, regarding the sanctuary cities, regarding fraud and voter rolls. Your response to that, and is there anything you can do to meet the Trump administration, at least part of the way, to try to turn this temperature down?
Now, pay attention to where he pivots to.
Well, first of all, it's not a serious attempt, and the Attorney General send that in. I would thank the local folks and Commissioner Snell. Thank you to you and your team over there. In that letter, they talked about, you need to hand people over who are in your jails. They're taking credit for people that we've had in jail for a long time. We always hand them over, and the Commissioner very clearly. So they're lying. They're lying. This has nothing to do with fraud. As the Attorney General said, they're not sending us forensic accountants. And these are things that have been we're dealing with now and have been for quite some time. So look, it's not a serious attempt to get at this. The way to fix this is get these folks out of here. We've continued to work with them. They asked us for these numbers. We provided them. We continue to show, and they're not serious. And look, I think everybody understands what the last request was, totally unrelated to anything on the voter files. This is, again, as the Attorney General said, Donald Trump telling everybody that the election was rigged, who started all this nightmare for America. Has nothing to do with it. And I would just give a pro tip to the Attorney General. There's 2 million documents in the Epstein files we're still waiting on. Go ahead and work on those.
Yeah. So, y'all seen what happened in the first clip. Now, you notice what just happened in that one? Did you? Y'all peep it? All right, this is what I'm here for. A governor is handed a law and order letter after a deadly incident, and the response is a punchline. That's not leadership. That's avoidance, deflection. The left does this these Democrats, every single time when the facts get heavy. Change the subject and act clever. We're going to pivot to here. You know what I mean? Take the heat off of me. Man, and when leaders treat seriousness like a joke, the people take notes.
If you are sick and tired of your government being ransacked by Donald Trump and his minions, literally taking away health care from your neighbors, stealing food off of the table from seniors and children, and generally being uncool with the fact that our neighbors are being disappeared, P.S. without due process, it is just called kidnapping, then show up and use your voice, put your body on the line, and use nonviolent direct action, which is one of the most important tools in our toolbox to say, I am not okay. I will not go silently into the night. I will join arms with my friends, with my neighbors, and with people who generally believe that folks should be able to afford their lives, should be treated with dignity and as human beings. Then we need to see you there. If you are sick and tired of your government being ransacked.
Oh, okay. So this is, my fault, y'all, excuse me. This is where the line gets crossed. Not organized, not vote, but put your body on the line. It's not a metaphor, y'all. That's instruction. And they keep saying that. And it's funny how you got Obama over here talking about Trump. Y'all need to stop escalating all this. Democrats love pretending words don't matter until they do. So what happens when people actually follow the instructions?
Get the fuck back! And you motherfuckers get tried for your crimes! You guys suck so bad. You're gonna be in so much fucking prison. Fucking bitch. Suck my dick, you fucking pussy! Do the job. Put your hand in your fucking...
Fucking guy? Is this even your fucking asshole? Get away. Hey. You wouldn't give me his name or badge number. Who the fuck is that?
I'm going to the sidewalk. I'm going to the sidewalk right now. I'm going there right now. No, you're too close. You're too close. I don't care.
Hey, keep saying shit. Go ahead. Keep saying shit. Yeah. Listen to your boss, man. Maybe you should take a break.
He said we can stand right here. He said we can stand right here. You can take pictures, be on the sidewalk. Just stay away from the vehicle. Stay away from the vehicle. Like, come on. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You're not welcome here. Fucking fascist murderers. Piece of shit. Burn in hell. Fuck you.
Not engaged with them. Not engaged with them.
Stay next to the vehicle.
Mm-mm-mm. Crowds confront agents. And it makes no sense, man. This is the Democrats' theory. Well, actually, this isn't a theory anymore. This is what resistance looks like when it meets reality. I should have said this is the result of Democrat rhetoric, not theory. But yeah, federal agents, active operation, and politicians cheering from a safe distance. Now, I want you to pause the emotion for 10 seconds.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Willis from the sad state of Virginia. Yes, the sad state of Virginia. Check it out. Today's lesson is going to be simple. We got an ice storm here down in the most southern part of Northern Virginia. Today's lesson is this. Read it.
I got you. Hold on. I got y'all. I'm scroll up for you. It's simple. All you have to do is not fight the police. Also, don't fight the police with a firearm. Even if you have a permit, you're also required to make responsible decisions. I don't know how we skipped that part.
And it should be simple. If you don't fight with law enforcement, no matter what agency it is, whether it's a small department or a federal agency, if you don't fight them and confront them, your chances of being shot and or unalived significantly decreases.
Come on now.
Y'all have a good Sunday. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Willis from the sad state of Virginia.
Wild concept, right? Don't fight cops. Don't fight federal agents. Your survival rate, that it increases dramatically. This isn't controversial. It's arithmetic, all right? But the left hates simple truths because simple truths, not just truth, simple truths ends the performance. And when fear replaces facts, y'all already know what happens. People lose their minds.
I am so angry. I am so angry. What are we doing? What are we doing? They killed another person. None of us are safe. And anyone who is still telling us that we're being dramatic right now is not fucking paying attention.
Oh, you're being dramatic. I'm paying attention.
I am walking around with a gas mask in my fucking purse just in case I run into ice.
Yeah, they're literally not looking for you if you are a U.S. citizen. So, yeah.
I am walking around vehicles
You're actually sitting in your car and no glasses.
just because, in case they gas us. I don't know what to do with any of this.
Just live your life. Be a outstanding American citizen.
I'm so angry. I am so
Oh, that's what it was. You're just mad that you can't do anything about the actual. Look, this is the product of fear politics, not policy, not solutions. Psychological collapse. When Democrats sell panic, this is the receipt. You don't think this is the same type of, how do I say, panic or, rile up rhetoric that they have built inside of them that say this pretty guy may have had or Renee Good might have had? Democrats, y'all don't see how she's literally in fight or flight mode for something that doesn't involve her. It's just she feel. While the cameras focus on meltdown, something else disappears, y'all.
Did you hear about the 11-year-old little girl in Georgia who was recently held at knife point and raped by an illegal who entered in under the Biden in under the Biden administration. Oh, and he also held her 10-year-old sister at knife point and forced her to watch. No? That's weird. Why not? Did you hear about the 11-year-old little girl in Virginia who was recently raped 3 times by an illegal who the Biden administration had previously marked as a non-enforcement priority? No? That's weird. Why not? Did you hear about the 11-year-old little girl from Texas who was raped and murdered by an illegal let in under the Biden administration? No? That's weird. Why not? Did you hear about the 12-year-old little girl in Iowa who was sexually assaulted by an illegal who was released by the Biden administration? No? That's weird. Why not? Or the 14-year-old girl in Louisiana who was raped at knife point during a robbery by an illegal? No, didn't hear about that one either. What about the 2-year-old who was shot and killed by an illegal in Maryland, who was previously arrested multiple times for theft and assault, but released despite ICE detainers due to local sanctuary policies? Didn't hear about that either, did you? The 11-year-old girl in Florida who was kidnapped in her home, sexually assaulted, and left tied up in a van by an illegal who entered in under the Biden administration. Didn't hear about that one? No? 12-year-old girl, Houston, Texas, raped, strangled, and her body was dumped in a creek? No? Unfortunately, I could keep going. This list is very, very long. It would make people sick to know who they're actually protecting, the type of people that ICE are actually arresting and getting off our streets. It would make people physically ill. But they don't know it because the media doesn't report on it.